Welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. What we're doing right now is a little cold weather prep. I had some people in the last video that I cut some firewood concerned I was sticking that saw down in the dirt. No, that's a big no-no. My daddy taught me from birth, son, don't stick that chainsaw down in the dirt. You sharpen it enough, you'll learn not to. I am getting close to it, but I cut down and I leave the bark, and you can see on the end of them logs, there'll be a little tag sticking out on that bottom side where I bring that tip up and I don't let it get down in that dirt. But I had come back here the other day on this area. I hadn't been over here in a little while, and there's a lot of downed limbs. So I'm gonna saw all that up. There's no need in me letting it sit here and rot. I'm not out of firewood, but if you burn a fire, you see limbs down, you think, I need to get that. So that's what we're doing. We got to put some straw and stuff in the chicken pens after it rained. They kind of muddied up. And then it's going to be real cold next week, so that ground will freeze. That stuff will freeze to their feet. So we're going to go in and several of the pens that I hadn't strawed real good, and then obviously the big pen, because you straw it real good and it don't last long. And we're going to throw some straw in there. And we've got to check some pipes. I'm probably not going to do it today, but like and I may go do the cabin and the skinning rack. We'll cut the water off and then open all the low faucets up and let that water drain out of them faucets. Now, where you've got PEX pipe, that stuff will hold up pretty good. It can freeze and it won't bust, but any of that PVC stuff, they're projecting 12 degrees. Now, that's a ballpark guess, in my opinion. They don't have no clue what it's really going to do. Wind chill makes a lot of difference. So my cabin and skinning rack, I got to check on that. And then next week, right before the bad cold hits, I'll drain my pottery shed and those things. I need to check on my camper. Now, I pretty well know all of my vehicles are good, but check the antifreeze in your vehicles. Engine blocks bust. I have seen them push the freeze plugs out and different things. So we just doing a little oddity of stuff that needs to be done before this bad cold hits. Now, it has been cool, but we hadn't had any just freezing temperatures yet. We've had frost upper 20s, like 28 is the lowest it's been, and they don't nothing really freeze hard there. We get some ice, but they talking like it's gonna get down cold next week. And it is Thursday. They should be storms come through sometime in the morning is what it's looking like on the weather right now. So I'm not gonna make no great long talking video. I'm gonna get my gloves on and we're gonna start loading up some firewood here. And y'all, you see me cutting a lot of real small stuff. I do that because my wife can go get them throughout the day when we are keeping a fire, and I try to keep stuff out there that she can handle. And our firebox is about 22, 23 inches, I think. Get 22, I think. 23 is what I need to go in there. And I try to cut it as long as I can wedge it in there. I mean, because my fire dogs, I want it to lay up on them, get air draft under it. My fireplace is a little tricky. Y'all watched me last year build that thing, or modify it and put it all in there. And I had to elbow mine right out, right as it come out of the top of the fireplace. And I built a tapered flue up to kind of help create a draft. But it does not draft perfectly. It drafts as good as I can get that one to draft, but it's designed to go in a huge chimney that goes up. And I don't have that option, and couldn't have it. And so I have to keep the fire burning a certain way to make it burn all night. Like last night, it burned out and left some of the wood that was in there unburned. You have to kind of keep it stoked up. So anyway, that's why I cut a lot of the smaller stuff. And this is just limbs that fell out of this tree, dead limbs out of this big oak. Now there is a hickory right up here. We're gonna load this up, see how much room I got left in the buggy. And I've got an oak that's down. My dad had done cut it in half so he could push it out of the way so he could kind of ride through this trail. And plus these little limbs will make good kindling for the kindling box. I'll probably gather all that stuff up. They've been off the ground. It rained like 2 days ago, but anything up off the ground with as much wind as we've had is dried back out. So let me start loading this all up. But this is down to dead stuff. It is very dry and good for for building a fire, and I keep a saw wrench with me and a touch-up sharpener there. I may need to put that up in there. I always heard the difference between a lazy man and a working man. Working man's firewood stack grew over the winter, and a lazy man's his dwindled down to nothing. What's yours look like? These two fellas was running a logging crew. They was hauling that short pulpwood, you know, it's about 5.5 foot long, something like that. I can't remember no more. We used to haul a bunch when I was a young'un. Anyway, these two fellas, they was the timber buyers. They was buying and selling the timber, and they had this crew in there cutting it for them, loading it on the truck, hauling it to the mill. Well, they got out there, and the man down there running the saw in the woods that was cutting it in the length, he kept cutting everything about 6 inches short. Well, they losing a little bit of pocket money. One boy, he swelled up. He said, I tell you what. He said, I'm going to go down there and tell that saw hand whatever. He went to running his mouth. That other fellow said, well, said, I don't know. He said, I don't believe I'd say much. Somebody down there running a chainsaw all day in the middle of June, hot. The old fellow stood there and looked around at me. He said, you know, I believe you right. Oh, this is some good wood right here. It'd be good cooking on, I think, for some of y'all. I'm not no big fan of cooking over hickory myself, but you know, that's personal preference. I do use it occasionally. I did have a friend of mine that gave me a big tip on cooking over wood. He said, you need to make sure it's got plenty of float through it. He said, don't shut that grill up and make it just hold that smoke in there. He said, it'll make it strong. He said, let it float through there good. Get you a good exhaust and a good inlet and let that air run through there and burn that wood up. You know, it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. But I got all of this sawed up now. Hold tight. Now, I have not sawed the bigger logs up. Let me walk you around, do what I told y'all not to do. There's a good bit of a piece of a log right in there. And then look at here, y'all, I got the whole trunk of this tree. It goes, you can see the roots back there, right there. And that's pretty good sized log, and it's seasoned. And then look, laying right here. I got this whole log I can saw up, but now. When we get to this, we're gonna have to hook the tractor back up. Y'all that old, and I ain't sure if that in there. One of these trees was a hickory, and then I think they was an oak, and I ain't sure right off the top of my head what was what. Storm come through here and blowed some of these down, and then obviously you see right here there's a big limb off of that. And it breaks my heart to watch this stuff just lay here, so that's why I'm always cutting up firewood. Hey, let's burn that. Now, let's start putting it in the buggy. Y'all, I was through filming loading up wood, but I got some help now, so I decided I'd bring him. He ain't got to be on camera in a while. He's good help too, y'all. Good help. Thank you. Go tell them what we do. This, and I probably don't put the fireplace. I'm gonna burn it. Yeah, boy, it's a big one. That ain't cut. Fill it down here. Here's one. There won't be a bunch of it. No, don't get them long. Okay. Get these, it's sawed into pieces. Look right there in front of you. See all them sawed into short pieces? Get the ones on top of the good. Boy. Now you can watch your mouth. That thing will jump up there and slap you in the jaw, won't it? Yeah. We're not doing that. I don't know if y'all realize I put some work on these high seal boots. Y'all, these light ones is the way to go down here. Like today, it's warming up and they ain't too hot on my feet. They comfortable, I can move around in them. They not old stiff boots. I'm liking these high seal boots. I'll put the link, the discount code down in there for y'all to get you a pair. Go put it in the buggy. home. His mama made him wear that toboggan. He didn't like it.
Yeah, it's that toboggan.
Go tell that people on camera what you got to say. Go over there and look at them and tell them. Who tell them?
I found one. That one ain't good down. We don't need that one. That's what you see.
We'll have to throw it over the top now.
I found one. I want to cut down. There you go. Here's what we need. Here's one.
We're getting what's sawed into short pieces, buddy.
What's this?
Look, here's one. Get this. Look at him. Here. Look at all this sawed up. All right, y'all, I raked up a bunch of leaves and y'all, I have raked up a bunch of leaves and stuff. You're in the back of the buggy in case you didn't know. Couldn't tell. And I'm throwing this all in that chicken pen. It has gotten muddy. Let me turn you around. Y'all, it has gotten muddy in here where they've been digging holes, and I finally cut them strings down that was hanging. But you see how quick this gets in a mess. I need to restraw these boxes and set their pans up there. But you see where they dig, make holes. So we're gonna pack all of this in there. I've got several loads of this to get. This will make better compost in here than I can make down in my baskets. I throw it in here. The more I pile in here, they'll turn it up. I can come in here and rake it up in a pile in the spring and then refill this with more straw and stuff. So it's a lot of work, but the chickens will work it for me and compost it, not to mention fertilizer. What I need is me one of them big wide scoopers to do this with. I hadn't bought one. I wind up just throwing. If I'd have been smart, I would have built a door big enough that I could open it up and backed up here and dumped it in and drove off. And I still may modify to that. Because trust me, if you pile it in here, they'll spread it out for you. You won't have to do that. I don't care if this pile's right here at the door As much as I walk in and out, I need all the padding and cushioning and stuff I can get there. So, let me go get another load. If they can't stand it, they in it already. They'll have that spread out in a minute. I'll show you when I come back. You see how that's piled up? I'll get down low where you see. We'll go load up another load and come back and I'll show you what it looks like. You can see how this land here has already started composting itself. I'm leaving that running because my battery's weak. Y'all, the other thing that I need to do right here is cover the roots of my fruit trees. It ain't foolproof, but it'll help. Now, what's got ours the last couple of years is the late cold on the blooms once they budded out. They get cold in April or something, but I do want to insulate around these roots. I got 4 peach trees right here that we're gonna do. I got my trailer hooked to my truck, and the next thing I'm gonna do is go fill up some gas cans. The truck is low on gas, so we're gonna go top all that off just in case weather was to go south. I know a lot of people question my bracing. What do y'all think about this? The front, if you can see over there how I notched right there over this front rail, well, that left no strength right here. And with that tarp on there, it started coming back. I knew it needed bracing. I had plans to do this. I just had to get this. So for those that was questioning the bracing, this is what I wanted. And I'm gonna paint it black. And I did this for the being able to go on the inside. And if you can tell, it's a little more to the inside than it is the outside in places. So I'm making strap fishing poles, shovels, something I can attach stuff right here if I want to. So now I'm gonna probably try to get the tarp back on here so it rains tonight. That way I can just see if the tarp's weatherproof. And then when I get that done, I'll show you my plans for fixing adjustments. So we're gonna gas everything up. I'm gonna load the buggy on this trailer and see about fueling everything up. Y'all, I come up with this. I think I like that better. So I'm hooking these bungees, pulling them back, both sides. That'll let that air, as I'm going down the road, come into here. And we're gonna experiment. But y'all see these bungees? I am going to hook them in here, and then I've got a long one I'm gonna hook just so that I've got them in here, that if I need to attach something up there, I can. So that was the purpose of that bracelet. I will attach, like, I don't know, no telling what up there for it. So I am fixing to run to town in it, pull in the trailer, fill everything up with fuel so that the old truck is ready to go. Prepping for winter, I'm gonna go get a 5-gallon butane bottle. I've got one empty. I wanna make sure they're all topped off. Fill up a couple of gas cans, so finna go do all of that. This is just a little winter prepping, a little of what I am doing on the side when I ain't working, and I ain't worked much today on what makes me money. So, and I get that old black junk all over me when I go over there and whale. I keep wiping my face and I get black junk on my hands. But thank y'all for watching The Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things, y'all, is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one.